All right, this is converting an improper fraction into a mixed number. And look over here, this 4 tells me that I need 4 to make a whole, and I have 21. This means I can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. So I have this many teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 left over. So it's 5 and 1/4. Okay, makes sense. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. All comes back to that. This one, going the reverse, I have, we'll go with pizza, 3 full pizzas, and then I have over here 3/4 of a pizza. So I have 3 full pizzas, and no one eats whole pizzas like this. We're going to cut them up into fourths. Notice that each one is 4 pieces. So I have 4, 4, 4, and 3. 3 times 4 is 12, plus another 3 is 15. So let's check that. 3 times 4 is 12, plus this 3 right here, 15 out of 4. Going over here, adding these ones, I'm just going to add the whole numbers first. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I know my answer has to be bigger than 3. Maybe it'll be 4, shouldn't be 5. I'm going to add some my fractions now. 1/4 plus 1/6. You cannot add these because they do not have the same denominator. The denominators are not the same. You need to change that. There's a couple different ways. Some students will do this, times 6 times 4, because they know 24 will work. I would prefer that students stop, think, and use your brain, and think to yourself, let's see, if I count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, and I count by 6s, 6, 12. There we've got a common denominator right there. If you can get to that point, that is great. If you have to times it by 6 and times by 4, that is fine, but you're going to have to simplify afterwards. So I'm going to times this by 3, because 4, 8, 12. I had to count 3 times. Whatever I do to the bottom, do the same thing to the top. I'm going to rewrite that just to make sure it's nice and clear. And over here, this one, 6, 12. I had to times it by 2. I counted 2 times. Whatever I do to the bottom, do the same thing to the top. I'm left with 2/12. Once I've got that, I'm laughing, it's easy. You never add the bottoms because you don't have the bottoms. I'm just going to write do not have. These are your goals. You don't have them, so you don't add them. 3 plus 2 is 5. It stays out of 12. Your final answer is these together, which is 3 and 5/12. If you end up getting a question where you have, let's say, 5 and 6/5, you will need to change that. That is not, you only get like a half mark on a test for that. You have to think to yourself, let's see, I've got 5 full pizzas, and over here I've got 6 pieces. Well, wait a minute, that makes 1 more full pizza plus an additional slice. So this should actually change into 6 and 1/5. Okay, so make sure you do that every time there's any kind of confusion. Moving on to the grade 8 stuff. This is the tricky stuff over here. If you can get this today, great, that's awesome. If you don't get this, you can stop the video right here if this is getting confusing, you just want to review the other stuff. You don't need to know this till next year. You're going to say 3 times 2 and 3 times 3/4. Well, 3 times 2 is 3 groups of 2, because this is 3 groups of 2 and 3/4. Let's do this like this. 1, 2, and 3/4. 1, 2, and 3/4. 1, 2, and you guessed it, 3/4. So after looking at that, it's just obvious. It's going to be 6 whole pizzas, and you've got all these quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Visually, you can see that it's 9/4, but numerically, if you want to show that on numbers, you're saying 3 times 3/4. That's hard for kids. They sometimes don't understand what to do with this. It's a whole number times a fraction. A whole number is always over 1. 3 is the same as 3 over 1. 4 is the same as 4 over 1. 119 is the same as 119 over 1. Then multiplying fractions is easier than adding them. You don't need the same denominator. You just do this. Multiply the tops, 9. Multiply the bottoms, 4. Hey, same thing we got here. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarters. 9 over 4, 9 quarters. This is not your final answer though. We already learned from before, this is not good enough. This is not what we expect. We need something a little stronger than this. This will only get you a half mark on a test. You need to think to yourself, can I make any whole pizzas out of that? Yes, you can. This 9/4 is the same as 2 1/4. I can prove that because I'm going to take this guy right here and I'm going to move him up here. I'm going to take this guy right here and move him right there. Hey, look, 1 full pizza, 1 full pizza, and a quarter. Maybe erase that. There we go, it's beautiful. So I've got 6 plus 2 1/4 is 8 1/4. If you understand that, great, welcome to grade 8. If you don't worry, you've got time. Last one, this is where grade 8s have trouble. This is where everybody has trouble. Dividing fractions, it sounds scary. It's actually really useful if you think about it realistically. We're going to go back to pizzas in this one. You have 5 full pizzas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I don't know why, but you also have a quarter of a pizza. Just hanging out for some reason. No one knows why, but there it is. You have 5 full pizzas and 1/4. If you think to yourself, how many quarters in a pizza? Well, there's 4. Just like that. Oh, that's not too bad. I would recommend, most kids seem to like to convert this to improper first. That works great. Whatever way works for you. And I'm going to say to myself, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's too hard counting. I'm just going to count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, plus 1. 21 over 4. Hey, I've seen that before. It's over there. It's from the first question. If I have 21 quarters of a pizza, everybody wants a quarter of a pizza, how many people can I feed? 21. No fractions on the answer right there. That's a full answer. That makes sense. Or if I counted by quarters, just like this, 10 divided by 2. Count by 2s until you hit 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 5. I counted by 2 5 times to get 10. How many quarters can I count by to get to 21? 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters, 5 quarters, 6 quarters, 7 quarters, 8 quarters, on and on and on and on until I get to 21. I counted 21 times. This is the hard one. This is also hard. That's just bonus stuff. So congratulations if you understand this. This is a YouTube video, so watch it again. All right, bye. Don't forget your 15 minutes of reading.